Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about the situation that's going on with Cain Velasquez and why he shot at a man. Let's check out the story. Court documents are revealing a possible motive in the San Jose shooting on Monday that led to the arrest of Cain Velasquez. The former UFC champion reportedly shot into a car, aiming for a man accused of molesting a 4-year-old relative, but hit someone else. The man, who was in the car with 2 others at the time, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after the shooting near Monterey Road and Bailey Avenue. According to the court documents, the target of the shooting, 43-year-old Harry Goularte, is facing felony charges for reportedly molesting a child who is a close relative of Velasquez. He was unharmed in the shooting, authorities say. Velasquez's actions on February 28th were very reckless, prosecutor Aaron French said. It's unfortunate that he took the case into his own hands rather than wait on the criminal justice system. Because, the criminal justice system has never messed up before, right? Goularte was arraigned in Santa Clara County Superior Court on February 25th. He was released under the conditions that he stay on house arrest in Morgan Hill, stay 100 yards away from any children under 14, and wear an electronic monitoring bracelet. He was on his way to get the monitor when Velasquez attempted to shoot him during an 11-mile high-speed chase, according to authorities. Goularte's 63-year-old stepfather was struck once in the driver's seat but is expected to survive. Goularte's mother operates a home daycare center that Velasquez has been a client of for 2 years where the molestation allegedly took place. Goularte did not work at the daycare center, but he lived inside the home. According to Sheriff's Deputy Russell Davis, after deputies interviewed the 4-year-old child and other parties involved at this daycare, they later determined that a sexual assault had occurred. California's Department of Social Services shared information about the center and its last inspection. According to the care facility search, the most recent inspection was January 11th. According to the facility's evaluation report, a supervisor made a note about the home's residents. Licensee states that adults over the age of 18 residing in the home are herself, her spouse, and her son, Harry Goularte. All adults residing in the home have criminal background check clearance, signed criminal record statements, and TB test. Deputy Davis said that Goularte's mother voluntarily shut down the daycare for the ongoing investigation. As of right now, we have about 20-plus juvenile children that come and go throughout this daycare, he added. Coinciding with the day of the shooting, CDSS served Goularte with an immediate exclusion order. According to the document, it demanded Goularte be removed from the home and have no contact with clients of any child care facility. The department has determined that the continued or future contact with clients or presence in any child care center or residential facility licensed by the California Department of Social Services constitutes a threat to the health and safety of the clients in care, the letter to Goularte read. The decision to release Goularte on SORP was against the advisement of the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. Our office requested that the defendant in that case be detained because we believed he was also a risk to public safety, Santa Clara County Assistant DA Angela Bernard said. The court disagreed with us and said he could be released without bail. The former UFC champion made his first court appearance today in San Jose. A large crowd of supporters wearing Free King shirts filled the courtroom, many of them Velasquez's teammates and training partners at AKA in San Jose. He's a good person and everybody knows it, especially everyone close to him and related to him, said one of his teammates. We just know that he would never have done such a thing if the person didn't really cross the line. Like really cross the line. I personally would say that molesting a 4-year-old child is crossing a line. County Prosecutor French told reporters it's our belief that based off of what we know, the allegations in the report, there is no legitimate claim of self-defense under the law. Arraignment was postponed until next Monday at the request of Velasquez's legal team. Velasquez will continue to be held without bail due to the severity of the charges. The judge approved 3 restraining orders from the people in the car Velasquez is accused of following. Velasquez remains in jail charged with attempted, premeditated murder, and other related charges. That's a lot to unpack, and for a lot of people, and I would think that most people would understand at least, even if you don't justify it, you understand what he's going through. A very small innocent child, the age of 4, was molested by an absolute monster, and he lost his shit. He just couldn't take it, and he decided to take the law in his own hands. Unfortunately, when he took the law into his own hands, he did wind up shooting an innocent man and putting other people's lives at risk who had nothing to do with what was going on. If this particular case sounds familiar, it might be familiar because I recently talked about the case of Jody Plowshay. If you're not familiar with who Jody Plowshay is, he was a child who was molested by his martial arts instructor and eventually abducted. He was brought back to his parents. When he was brought back to his parents, the police ran a rape kit and found out that he had been molested for a very long time. The parents were unaware until that point. The father, Gary Plowshay, found out about this and decided to take the law into his own hands. Gary Plowshay found out where they were going to be flying in that child molester for his court appearance. Gary went to that airport and he got on a payphone. When he was on that payphone, he was talking to a gentleman that was a friend of his, and he was explaining that he was about to shoot that man when they brought him in. His friend was begging for him not to do it. As he was on that telephone call, news cameras were actually rolling. They walked the pedophile through the lobby of the airport, and Gary saw it. Gary turned around and shot that man, dead to rights, on camera, in front of everyone and the news, right there in the airport. Gary Plowshay did not spend 1 day in prison for the murder of that pedophile. Why do I bring that story up? How does that affect what's going on with Cain here? Well, it goes to show that it's not the first time that somebody's tried to kill somebody for molesting a child. Now, in Gary's case, he actually did kill that man, and he got very fortunate to not spend any time in prison. Cain, on the other hand, shot someone who was not the perpetrator. He shot an innocent person who was in a car who happened to be by that person. Now, whether or not that person's ethics is good or not, he was not the person who actually molested that child. The hard part here is I really want to be on Cain's side about this, but he did shoot an innocent person who had nothing to do with it. And at the same time, he put a lot of innocent lives in danger who also had nothing to do with it. You have to remember, this was a high-speed pursuit that went on for 11 miles. So we're not just talking about the people that were in the car. We're also talking about other people that could have been injured or harmed while this person's speeding away trying not to get shot. Also, when those bullets start flying by, what happens with those innocent people who get shot? What if that accidentally shot someone else's child? So this is tough. I'd really like to know your thoughts about this in the comment sections below. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and all that other crap people online tell you to do. Keep the martial arts legit.